Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, continuing our conversation with Steve Theisen, Wisconsin DOT, on the final interview, final wrap-up of the Verona Road Construction project. Steve, thanks for being here. First and foremost, Steve, I'm going to say thank you at the end, but, over the years, we've really enjoyed working with you on the outreach piece, working with the Verona Road Business Coalition, kind of sitting in the middle and helping get information out. And you talked about it last segment on the outreach getting out there. But I'm looking at a picture here of back in the beginning, probably one of the earlier, if not the first, or not first. I mean, there was a lot of meetings. There was a lot of meetings going into it. But when the beginning of this project comes about, talk to us on the process of getting to the end. So at the beginning of time, what started this? Where did we start?
Yes, well, thank you, Jeremy, for the opportunity. So the Verona Road project, or the study, began in the early 2000s. There were some identified needs, safety and mobility and connectivity with this area in Dane County, primarily with the neighborhoods on both sides of Verona Road. The crash rate on Verona Road and the Beltline interchange was much higher than elsewhere in the state, and we wanted to address that. And so through our study process, looking at how we can improve those areas, the deteriorating pavement along Verona Road, as well as just the delays that you saw at the Raymond Road, the Williamsburg Way, and Highway PD intersections as well. So looking at that, and then in 2011, the Transportation Projects Commission enumerated the Verona Road project, essentially giving the green light to move forward with design plans and eventually construction on this project. And so starting in 2011, 2012, working on the design, the community outreach, and of course, as we all know, in 2013, we started with the Seminole Highway Bridge replacement over the Madison Beltline, and then shifted over to Verona Road in 2014, working on the Beltline expansion between Seminole Highway and Whitney Way, the single point interchange at the Beltline and Verona Road interchange, the Chug Handle intersection underneath Verona Road to handle the frontage road movements, and then of course working our way south in Fitchburg in 2016. So really a lot of great coordination from starting in the study in the early 2000s until this year. We've had over 500 meetings with the local community, whether it's stakeholder groups or businesses, neighborhood associations, just general public. So those 500 meetings are crucial to helping us move forward with this project and having that coordination or collaboration with the community. And so it's something that we look at this project as a great success story, but I believe the local community also can look at this truly as a way to move forward and get involved in transportation projects.
Yeah, it's amazing to me the process that goes into it. It's years before you ever touch a shovel to the dirt and get going, and the public involvement in that is so important in government, no matter if it's federal, state, or local. Getting involved can make big changes, and public input as the project was going on also was a crucial part of this. So were there changes made along the way, Steve, that because of feedback coming back in, because of you guys continuing to look at this and improve it?
Yes, there was. And so during the study, again, as you mentioned, it's something that we started way long ago. And with that, there were changes after the environmental document on making adjustments to improve intersection configurations at Williamsburg Way and Highway PD, looking at alternatives to make those changes. The construction staging, once we worked through the design plans, the construction staging changes after hearing from the business community and the neighborhoods in terms of access to those areas, and making sure that we always maintained access. On Verona Road itself, we had 2 lanes open each way at all times. Certainly there were some nighttime lane closures, but that was crucial in building this project. In the Fitchburg area, for example, we built those interchange ramps on the outside of Verona Road as we worked on the core to maintain that access and making sure that people had a way to get to their destination. But really, the work and the changes, and again, the collaboration and involvement I keep going back to with the community was really important because they helped us and sort of steer how this construction project was going to be laid out and what made the most sense for their events or anything else going on, and make sure that access was maintained throughout the entire project.
Absolutely, and I know we talked. I've asked you a couple of times about the public involvement, but I think for me that was something that stands out in this project: the collaboration of the citizens coming in each and every time. You saw some of the same citizens come in and check and verify, make sure you're doing things right, make sure it's going along right. But you know, the collaboration in, you know, construction can be tough on everybody. It's tough on the businesses. It's tough on people passing through and whatnot. But I think for your sake, you know, the public involvement was an awesome thing. Steve, let's talk about your favorite part of the project, your memory. And I know I asked you this question last time, so we'll see if you stick to the same answer or not. But what is your favorite moment looking back?
Favorite moment looking back would probably be the Williamsburg Way construction. Something that we built in a matter of 3 months, and we used all that material, and when the excavation going down 25 feet and shifting all that material to Highway PD intersection area to build that up to carry Verona Road traffic over McKee Road. But just seeing that and that transformation through that area, we had that time-lapse camera set up over the course of those 3 months, and just seeing how much that has changed. And looking back at pictures that we've done internally and shared, of course, externally, just at what that area looked like in 2014, 2015, and now what it looks like today here in 2020 is just remarkable. And it's certainly a fun project to work on. The coordination with the local community, certainly FACTv has been instrumental in sharing the updates and getting the word out about the project. But really having that fun communication and dialogue and discussion over the years about the Verona Road project, and any questions that do come in, and sharing the fun photos and videos on Facebook.
Yeah, I can remember standing at the top of Williamsburg Way Bridge with you. We were doing an update in the fall before coming back next year to do the Williamsburg Way stuff, and remember sitting there thinking, you're nuts that you're going to take all this dirt and move it from one space to the other. And I'm with you. I think that was one of the most interesting parts of the project. It was that dirt movement from one area to the other area. I didn't know going into this that the final stoplights were going to be Raymond Road, so you can make it all the way to Iowa uninterrupted, which is just incredible too. And I always thought that was an interesting fact that came out of it. Steve, how about the coordination of all the different contractors? There were a lot of men and women that put a lot of hours into this project. So tell us a little bit about the coordination of all these different contractors working out there.
Yeah, over the course of the 7 years, we had more than 3,400 construction workers, and those men and women working night and day on the Verona Road project. So we had multiple contractors, multiple prime contractors over the years, and of course, dozens of subcontractors. And the classic line of "it truly takes a village" applies to this construction project, and all of the great coordination and partnerships over the years to build a quality project and something that everyone can get behind. And so starting in 2013 at the Seminole Highway Bridge, working on Verona Road, certainly people, when they were out there, the multiple pieces of equipment and cranes and sort of an anthill, if you will, approach to building these different areas, and hundreds and now thousands that we know working on the project over the past 7 years. We had 410,000 square yards of concrete over the past 6-7 years, 780,000 tons of aggregate sort of for the roadbed, the base course. building 12 different bridges in Madison and Fitchburg. And really a remarkable number is 51 lane miles that we reconstructed, whether that was the Madison Beltline, Verona Road, or the local roadways, and reconstructing that to really transform this section of Dane County and bring it up to meet all of the needs for years to come.
Yeah, that's it's incredible numbers, and again, thanks to the construction workers that were out there, the different contractors. I mean, it turned out wonderful for what it's worth. It is just an incredible piece. Safety always a factor, certainly in DOT's world and everybody's world. Definitely a safe project as well as we went through this.
Yes, indeed. That safety is a top priority at the department, and that's something that we carried into this construction project, not only during construction, but of course the finished product, making sure that different access points are safer, the wider shoulders in case there is an emergency situation and a motorist needs to pull over and change a flat tire or anything else. And certainly that was carried out through the design process, and those men and women working on the design plans and different firms, as well as the construction crews building those plans. So really, I'm sort of the one communicating and talking about the project all the time, but there are dozens and hundreds and thousands of people behind that are certainly working day and night again on this project to deliver a quality project. And I certainly can't do it without them. So appreciation and kudos go out to those men and women as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve, as we start to wrap up here on final thoughts of the project, I think one thing I want to make sure to leave people with, and it's something I saw you on the final update that you put out, was how to stay connected with DOT. You're always going to have projects going on. You're always going to be out there working. I know you're part of the interstate project now, and or have been, and we know there's a lot of work going out there, but this shouldn't be the ending point to stay up to date with what's happening with DOT and projects. So how can people stay in touch with what you guys have coming up?
Yes, the best source of information is the DOT website, wisconsindot.gov. On there is a plethora of information, not only DMV, State Patrol related, but also for construction projects in Southwest Wisconsin, but elsewhere in the state. So going to wisconsindot.gov, social media platforms, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, are all great sources of information. Just search on each of those platforms for Wisconsin DOT and stay connected, stay engaged on what's coming. Certainly many more things in the Dane County area as we look toward making improvements to Highway 14 between Oregon and the Beltline, working on the Beltline itself, the Beltline interchange with I-3990, and again, many other projects to come in the years ahead. So certainly stay connected, stay engaged. We appreciate that same coordination on the Verona Road project, and hopefully the community can carry that forward and stay connected on these future projects.
Absolutely. All right, Steve, it's the final goodbye. Again, starting from the top of this interview and ending to today, thank you again for working with FACTv all these years. We certainly have appreciated working with you, giving us the access so we can show people what's going on in the construction, the updates, the emails, everything. We certainly appreciate your help, and good luck to you in the future. And hopefully we'll cross paths again here, and we'll get you back on FACTv someday. And go from there. But thank you for everything, Steve. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. And truly, it's been a pleasure and great gratitude to you and your staff in sharing the news with your viewers and making sure that people have another avenue to be aware of the construction progress. So again, thank you. It's truly a a pleasure and honor to work with you over the years. And again, hopefully we do cross paths in the future. I'm sure we will on some construction project.
Yeah, I know this isn't the end, that's for sure. Steve, thank you again, and we'll talk to you someday down the road, and we'll watch for your updates online. We'll know when Steve comes across. We'll be like, we remember that guy. We made him famous here in Fitchburg.
Yes, thank you, and certainly no pun intended with talking down the road. So thank you.
Oh no, you didn't. All right, that is Steve Theisen, Wisconsin DOT. Again, definitely check out the DOT's website. They got all their projects labeled there. And again, we'll check back in with Steve. I'm sure someday. We'll see him someday. So that does it for this segment. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.